morning, everybody. I think it's time to get started. It's 8:30. My name is Mike English. I'm a professor at Wilfrid Laurier University in Waterloo, Ontario, and I'll be chairing today's session on Arctic Wildlife 3. Our first speaker is Cynthia Renesis. She is from the University of Laval, and in the biology department she's doing her PhD, and her title is on the board. So I'll turn it over to you, Cynthia.
Hi everyone, good morning and thank you for being here, Dr. Gary. So I'm going to present my project, Heterogeneous long-term effects of a changing environment on the reproductive success of the great snow geese. As you know, the tundra in the Arctic is a highly seasonal environment that is very different in the summer after the snow melts. Because of this, we have a lot of food abundance during this period of time, but this abundance, this good food is available only for a few days. After that, it declines over the season. And that's why that migratory birds that go there for the breeding season, they need to match the time when the chicks are hatching with this good food. So when the birds get there, they face two main challenges. So the first one is when to start the nest. So it's about time. And the second one is how many eggs. So if we see here in this graph, we have on the left side if these birds are able to match the food abundance with what the chicks need, they're going to achieve a higher reproductive success, as we can see on this graph. But if they are not able to match this, the breeding season with the good food, their reproductive success is going to be lower. As I said, I'm going to talk about the great snow geese. They are long-distance migratory species that start breeding. They winter in the east coast of the United States, and after that they start the migration, and they take a break in Quebec. And after, they go to the Arctic for the breeding season. They respond to the photoperiod to start the migration process. Snow geese are capital and income breeders, which means that they need resources from the food that they eat during the migration, and also when they get to the breeding ground, these birds need to refuel to have energy to be able to produce eggs. They have only one nest per season, so if they lose this nest, they don't start another nest again. This is our study site, Bylot Island, and this is where the geese colony is located on Bylot. Bylot has experienced a dramatic increase of almost 3 Celsius in the last 35 years. And because of this, the snow melts now almost 1 week earlier. And as we know, warming also has effect on the phenology of the species, and Bylot is not the exception. We have an increase in biomass, and also in the phenology has advanced in vascular plants. But for the geese, they have not changed their laying days. And as a consequence, the goslings, when they hatch, they don't have access to the good food anymore, and we can say that there is a trophic mismatch. The goslings are already getting smaller, they're reducing size, and this may affect the survival. And in the long term, the population may have problems. Warming can also affect the behavior of incubating females because the females need to take breaks while they are incubating. And if there is not enough water available around the nest, the females need to go further and spend more time looking for water. And they predate predators like unattended nests, of course. So my objective for this chapter was to investigate the different stages of the reproductive success. I call it components. So there are 6 components of the reproductive success of snow geese, and I estimate the changes over the season and over time. We have 25 years of data for this analysis. How do we do this? Well, we went to Bylot Island from 1999 to 2015. We started the season looking for nests. Then we wait until the goslings hatch to put a little mark on the foot. They are called weta. And 1 month later, we recaptured these birds, and we also captured more new birds to run them on the lake. After the birds are able to fly, they go to the south, and as you know, the snow geese can be harvested. So it's the hunters can kill them. So when they recover a band, they report the number of these bands. That's how we know how long these birds more or less survive. So as I said, there are 6 components of the reproductive success. So the first one is the number of eggs, the maximum number of eggs we found in a nest. From this nest, as I mentioned before, there are some birds that may lose their nest. So a nesting success is when at least one gosling hatches in the nest. At hatching time, so we have a difference between the original number of eggs and the final clutch size. So egg survival is our next component, is the proportion of eggs surviving to hatch. And from these eggs that survive, not all of them hatch. So this is our component, hatchability. The time between the nest and banding time, this is pre-fledging survival. And when the young are able to fly, and the migration to the south and then the way back until they complete 1 year old, this is post-fledging survival. This is our general model. We included a relative date, which is the laying date relative to the annual mean of the population, and year and year square as a continuing variable, as well as 2 interactions. These interactions, when at least one of these interactions was significant, we consider that there was a seasonal change in over time in one of our components. I'm going to present the results in these 3D graphs. Yeah, here we're going to find the component. Oh, you can see that. Okay. On this side, you're going to find the component. This part of the graph is the season. Here on this area, we have the early breeders, and we have here the late breeders. These are the 25 years of data we have. So as we see there, there is a seasonal decline in the number of eggs that the geese produce. But this effect is weaker. We found that in recent years this effect is weaker than in past, meaning that the early breeders have decreased the number of eggs they produce. For nesting success, remember it's when at least one gosling hatches in the nest. We see that at the beginning of the study, the early and late breeders were not really successful. Most of them lose their nest. But then over time, we found that these early and late breeders are increasing their nesting success. And also we found a slight increase in the population. For egg survival, we have a strong seasonal decline also in egg survival in early and late years of the study. Here. But we don't have this effect, we don't have a seasonal decline in the middle years of the study. We didn't find changes in hatchability or pre-fledging survival. We have changes in post-fledging survival, but I'm not presenting the graph today. Why do we have a difference in clutch life? It's because the females are able to adjust the number of eggs and the laying date in order to maximize their reproductive success. This is basically due to pre-migration body conditions and migratory behavior. For nesting success and egg survival, so we knew that before the snow was more abundant, so the nests were probably more isolated, and so the predators took advantage of this, and then the birds lose their nests. But now with warming, probably we have more open areas, so we know that the snow geese is increasing nest density. So this is called swamping effect. So there is a dilution effect in the predation, which is why we can explain the decrease in total predation, and we explain why net success has increased. And we can also explain some of the variation in egg success. So as a conclusion, we know that this changing environment on Bylot Island is affecting the breeding season. So we have here in red some of the three components that I presented today that have changes. This one also has changed. This may be a strategy. This may be, of course, the effects of the changing environment on the reproductive success, acting on the success of the birds. But it can also be a strategy from the birds that they are trying to deal with this warming and with this trophic mismatch. The question is if this is enough to deal with this negative effect. We think it's not. So we think that reproductive success is going to be also affected. So the overall reproductive success is also going to be affected by warming. That's why my next step is to estimate the overall reproductive success and look at temporal trends, and also analyze temporal trends for this trophic mismatch that we already detected on snow geese. Thank you very much.
We have time for a couple of questions. Okay, thanks very much. Our next speaker is Emily Jenkins. She's at the Veterinary Medicine College at the University of Saskatchewan. She's a professor there, and